Network Pest Control, based in Sydney, has been protecting homeowners against termite damage for many years. Owner John Batis left the Australian Army in the 1990s and joined a pest control company to learn pest management.
I quickly found, even at that early stage, customer service was lacking, and I took a real interest in pest control work. One, it was interesting. Two, it got me out of the house, out of a warehouse environment, and I actually enjoyed dealing with customers and their problems. From there, it blossomed.
John's business services the southern part of Sydney to the North Shore suburbs.
We'd like to service the Southern Shire, Southern Districts, Campbelltown, parts of the North Shore, and we try to keep it Sydney-based as possible, but when the need arises, and if needed, we will travel to the northern beaches and so on for specialised termite work or inspections.
The core to building a business, according to John, is retaining customers, so new customers create growth. And John uses some very practical ways to achieve this.
It's very important to maintain your customer base, that is with follow-up calls. Your customer is looking at you for help. You have to provide that level of service, you have to provide that level of understanding, and also you have to provide a good cost. Because if you're too high in your costings or too low in your costings, you're going to cast out. The customer's looking at you for advice and help in their problem. So you have to provide the best level of expertise you can at all times, and be yourself when talking to a customer.
For termite protection, where creating a treated zone is warranted, John prefers Premise 200 SC. It is a soil-applied liquid termiticide with a caution label that provides long-term protection against termites. The active ingredient is 200 grams per litre of imidacloprid.
With Premise, we find its mix rate, its flowability, its ease of application. Versus other generic products, it's far superior. So I'd rather use Premise compared to a generic fipronil. Why? Because I know the formulation's right. It absorbs into the soil correctly.
John also recognises the value of a more economical solution for his customers that also delivers better margins to the business.
Plus, it's been proven over the years to work. Applied correctly at label rate, you can't go wrong with it.
Any efficacious termiticide to be effective around homeowners' properties needs a capable termite manager.
It's very important. One, skill level has to be upmost at the highest level. If you're cutting corners in mixing, in application, in how you do your pre-work, and that is thorough inspection before, finding active sites, entry points, educating the customer on what you found and how you're going to treat it, and again, doing it to the standard that is written for us as pest controllers. A lot of people don't follow the label rate, they'll mix it with other chemicals, creates a big rod for the pest controller. Do it at the label rate. Do your thorough inspections, apply correctly, do it 200 or 300 mil spacings in concrete areas. If you have exclusion zones, tell the customer you can't physically get chemical in there. You may have to go to another alternative.
And John has one last piece of advice that is important.
And it doesn't matter what chemical you use, they will all fail if you don't follow the label.